Lovers of lore, thank you for joining me for the first installment of the Tarkir Dragonstorm story. This story starts with Narset in a tavern. She's watching a stage performance about Tarkir's history. Masked performers danced about. One wore Narset's face. She wasn't too pleased about that, as she didn't like being the focus of attention and had come to this tavern to relax in relative peace. Most of the time she was here, she was left to herself, and that was part of the allure of this establishment. She could somewhat lose herself in the noise and tumult of the raucous customers filling the place. Now here she was, front and center stage, being touted as a hero. She shrank down in her chair, while members of the audience debated how big a role she had played in the downfall of the Dragon Lords. She only uncovered the storm ritual, called one patron. Another insisted Cotus was the real hero, returning from death to lead the Sultai. The other rebellion leaders had the good sense not to be killed in the first place, shot back someone else. A scream tore through the building as the 5 Dragon Lords appeared on the stage. They were just an illusion, but real enough looking that Narset's nerves were set on edge. The performers spoke of the tyranny of the Dragon Lords, of being used as puppets, playthings, and even as food. Another round of bickering erupted from the crowd. The Mardu had a truce with Colahan. Ojatai was our teacher, said another. The stage erupted in fire that gave off no heat as performers took on the guise of Eshki Dragonclaw, Zergo Stormrider, Cotus, and Felithor. They all appeared alongside Narset. All 5 of the clan leaders were together. Narset was uncomfortable with this level of acclaim. The cheering of the assembled tavern goers threatened to overwhelm her as panic gripped her. The story continued, illusions showing the crucible of the spirit dragon, where Narset, along with the other clan leaders, cast the Storm Nexus ritual. It was a desperate move. They had no clear idea of what the ritual would do. The scroll containing the ritual made cryptic references to invoking the essence of Tarkir. This lack of understanding was not included in the performance itself. It only spoke of success. The ritual was successfully completed, and an enormous dragonstorm sprang into existence, the biggest of any such storm in Tarkir's history. The storm birthed spirit dragons, 5 in total. Tiny illusionary spirit dragons soared above the crowd. These dragons represented hope and salvation. Narset could see awe, respect, and hope shining in the eyes of the assembled crowd. She didn't share that level of emotion. She respected Shiko, the spirit dragon of the Jeskai, but did not hold the dragon in reverence. The crowd erupted into arguments again, this time over the creation of the spirit dragons. Were they formed from fragments of the clan leaders' souls? How did they know whose dragon belonged to which clan leader? The performance ground to a halt. The performers stood annoyed, while the spirit dragons flew aimlessly above the shouting. Even the performers gave in to the querulous energy of the crowd and started arguing amongst themselves. Narset stood and spoke. The crowd hushed when they realized who she was. She explained the dragon spirits were almost formless, power waiting to be forged into something more. She had felt one of these forms reach into her mind, seeking something to give it focus. Narset had leapt atop the dragon spirit at that point, giving final form to Shiko. The other 4 clan leaders had followed her example. They rode the dragons into battle, forcing the Dragon Lords into the Dragonstorm. This served to eradicate the Dragon Lords, but had the unintended effect of making the Dragonstorms on Tarkir more intense and unpredictable, to the point where they even reshaped the lands around them. Wild, untamable dragons have been birthed from these storms. Narset's recounting was interrupted by somebody barging into the tavern calling for her. A visitor from another plane, a woman with the wings of an angel and glowing eyes. Narset sighed. If Elspeth is here, something is very wrong. Let's go find out what it is. As she left the tavern, Narset felt regret. After today's events, she could never return to this tavern. Too many people would remember her. And that ends the first installment of the Dragonstorm Tarkir story. I hope that you enjoyed it, my friends. Come on back for the next installment, and in the meantime, go and enjoy some other stories on this channel. A big thank you to the channel's members and patrons. I'll see you guys next time. And remember, lore is life.